Just as a disclaimer, we want you to know that some of the movies that we will be reviewing were shot in a different time and era where people of race and sex were not treated equally. We understand this and hope you do too. The movies or anything that happened on the sets are not the views of this podcast or what this show is intended to be all about.
Exactly. And we want to give due diligence in presenting the movie and not the views of the cast or directors or anyone involved. But we also feel it's necessary to let the audience know some of the background information to get a feel for what was happening at the time of shooting the film. Again, we hope you understand that we do not agree with everything that went on, and we just want to give out the information. And with that being said, hope you enjoy the show.
This is Dynamation. This is Dynamation. This is Dynamation. This is Dynamation. Dynamation will be brought to the screen for the first time in color with the release of Columbia Pictures' The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Dynamation is a new process which utilizes new technical and scientific advances in electronics and color to open up vast new vistas in motion picture entertainment. Some of this demonstration film is being projected in color, some in black and white. But the feature picture itself is entirely in color. Anything the mind can conceive can now be brought to the screen. As for example, this scene from The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, in which the Princess Parisa, played by Catherine Grant, is reduced to doll size by the magician Sakura. The outflung arm of the sleeping princess actually shrinks before your eyes. This effect was achieved by taking the camera back slowly for 40 feet. To prevent the slightest movement of the arm, Catherine Grant was tied to a stake, remaining motionless and scarcely even breathing. The pillow on which the princess sleeps while the magician is shrinking her was 25 feet high and 40 feet wide. It occupied one full corner of a soundstage in Madrid, Spain, where most of the picture was filmed. The princess, originally life-size, was reduced by shooting from 70 feet away. Finally, the various components of the sequence were put together in the Technicolor optical printer in London. In Dynamation, producer Charles Schneer and special effects expert Ray Harryhausen have combined animation, normal human action, and trick photo effects in color. Principal actors like Kerwin Matthews, who plays Sinbad, Catherine Grant, Richard Eyre, the genie of the magic lamp, and Torrin Thatcher, the magician, are used in combination with three-dimensional figurines. The process has been years on the drawing boards and in actual testing with color film. In The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, you will see the two-headed roc of the Arabian Nights tales, a bird with the wingspread of a jet airliner. You will see it attack a shipload of sailors and carry Sinbad away in its talons. You will see a fight to a finish between a 50-foot Cyclops and a 100-foot dragon. You will see an astonishing sword fight between Sinbad and a skeleton which comes to life at the magician's bidding. Every movement in this sequence was carefully plotted in advance, with precise markings for Sinbad and for insertion of the skeleton. Matthews, playing Sinbad, was coached by Italian Olympic fencing coach Enzo Greco in endless rehearsals, during which the fencing master stood in for the skeleton. Later, the actor had to pantomime his every move without his opponent. Then the skeleton was inserted via dynamation to match the movements of the fencing instructor. The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad is the eighth wonder of the screen.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Tragedy of Cinema podcast. I'm your host, Jimbo, and joined again by the one-eyed Cyclops.
Okay, Kyle. That's right. I only have one eye.
Actually, you'd be the four-eyed Cyclops.
Four-eyed. I have glasses. You know, don't ask me about my fifth eye, though. I don't talk about that. Yeah, Kyle here.
So here we are. This is episode 83. Actually, it's more like 183, but we didn't really label all the episodes.
83-ish.
Yeah. So we will be talking about the stop motion claymation movie, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad.
Sinbad.
What a fun movie.
It is. It is a ridiculous movie in a fun way. It's
But
good.
Kyle,
You have questions, don't you?
I do. If you were the man that found the lamp with the genie with the 7-year-old boy inside,
As you
what
do.
would have been your one wish? If you could have one wish, not three, one.
Peace on earth. No, I have. Wow, that's a bad on spot question because I could just. There's no.
You remember the rules. You can't ask for more wishes. You can't make them fall in love. You can't bring anybody back from the dead.
I can't get a golf GF. I don't know. It's just some really nice shoes.
The world's most expensive pair of shoes.
Get some nice Adidas going. Be good.
You could wish for a pair of shoes that never faded or tore
Run
up.
DMC concert tickets. Not to the show, just the tickets. Just give me the tickets so I could say I went there.
You could just say
Autographed copy of the Bill Cosby show.
wow.
Sure to pay off that one.
Actually, you don't want the picture page pen that I showed you. All right, before this derails.
No, Jimbo, I gotta flow back at you. What would you get? With your one wish.
One wish. I want to build a castle with a moat around it with alligators
That's
to keep people away. Preferably in Germany.
Specifically me.
I've always wanted to go to Germany.
Oh, I thought you meant to keep Germans out.
No, to build the castle in Germany. Well, I guess it would be keep everybody out, but
mainly Germans though. They'd be
maybe
the ones closest to it.
Well, I am part German.
You hate the Germans. That's what I hear.
No, I don't hate my own family.
Known German hater, Jimbo.
Oh,
He's getting canceled right now.
the
As we
seventh
speak.
voyage of the swastika. Is that what you're saying? Oh, good grief! You totally took this and derailed it somewhere.
We've all been there. Okay, Jimbo. This is a movie podcast. We should stay on topic. I'm just saying.
You're the one that threw it back at me, and then started going crazy.
Of you. I can't even believe you right now.
So why don't you go ahead and take it over, then, Kyle?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I'll do the thing. I at least have some similar.
Enter Kyle.
Kyle is the Heiner.
I know nothing.
I was just following orders.
Can I hold it? Hasta
Don't be stupid.
Okay,
Be as smart.
we just went down to
All right.
and everything.
This took a very weird turn.
Go ahead. Let's get back onto the seventh voyage of Sinbad.
The
Kyle,
Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. All right, it's a film. It was released on December 23rd, 1958. Directed by Nathan Geron, written by Ken Kolb. Producer Charles S. Schneer, and composer Bernard Herrmann.
Great.
Grandfather to
No, he's a great composer.
I have no idea. Bernard Herrmann. Actually, I don't know Bernard Herrmann. You're gonna, you get the dropping the pen. You can hear a pen drop, literally.
I can't believe it. You call yourself a movie person and don't know who Bernard Herrmann is.
He made noises, I guess. Cool. Cinematographer was Wilkie Cooper. Budget was $650,000 in 1958. In today's value, that'd be about $6.2 million.
So, Kyle, just because you don't know, some of the most famous movies that he's worked on for musical scores: Vertigo, North by Northwest, Twisted Nerve, Taxi Driver, Psycho, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Citizen Kane, The Trouble with Harry, The Day the Earth Stood Still, one of your favorite movies. The Wrong Man, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, The Ghost of Mrs. Muir, Mysterious Island, Cape Fear, Fahrenheit 451, Jason the Argonauts. Do I need to go on? Because
nobody's seen any of those movies. Who are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, haven't even seen your favorite movie. I mean, he's done it.
Bernard Herrmann.
I don't know.
Actually, okay, he sounds great. Honestly, yes, I'm sure he's made great noises. So yes, Bernard Herrmann just doesn't. We film these in the morning, people. I don't know names off the top of my head like that. Jimbo knows everything apparently, as we've learned. He knows all the people who ever starred in Scarface ever, and a bunch of other cool stuff. That's a callback joke from last week, probably.
Yes, this is the seventh voyage of Scarface.
Seventh Voyage of Scarface. Say hello to my little boat, my little lamp. It has a child inside of it. And a princess. Okay, technical details for the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. This movie has a runtime of 88 minutes, so a nice short film.
But it's a fun film.
It is a fun short film. Sound mix is just a mono, one track from West Track's recording system. Color info, this is a color film, Technicolor. Aspect ratio, we have a 1.66 by 1, the original ratio, and the theatrical ratio was a 1.85 by 1. Then we have a film length, we have 2,399 millimeters, just shy of 2,400. Moving on, we have the Terrence Level Awards section. And we have just one award where it was nominated for a Hugo Award, specifically the Best Dramatic Presentation. That nomination was going towards Ken Kolb, Nathan Dran, and Ray Harryhausen. Ray Harryhausen. That's a name recognized. See? Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
That was Clash of the Titans.
Yes,
and all
it was.
that.
Yes. Ray Harryhausen. So, okay. And let's see here. Let's go on to casting details. The fun stuff for me. The part I'm known for. This is
lack of knowledge.
This is the follow-up to my debut from last week, as they say.
Part two.
Part duo. We have Kern Matthews playing Sinbad, the titular Sinbad. He was also in films such as the 1960 film The Three Worlds of Gulliver, kind of a Gulliver Travels based book movie.
You sure?
In the I'm sure Gulliver, The Three Worlds of Gulliver. It's Gulliver.
You sure?
I'm less sure every time you ask. Then we have the 1963 film OSS 117, and we have the Pirates of Blood River.
That sounds like a great movie.
Yes. Next up, we have Catherine Grant playing Princess Harissa. She was in the 1959 film Anatomy of a Murder.
I think you said Anatomy of a Nerd. I was
Anatomy
like,
of a Nerd. That's a good name for a movie, honestly. Anatomy of a Murder. Okay, then we have the Night the World Exploded.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's actually still alive today, and her 88th birthday will be on November 25th. So that'll be just after this, just a month after this podcast. Probably debuts pretty soon. And she was most recently in the film The Queen of Lot in 2010. Yes. Next up, we have Richard Eyre playing the Genie. He was in such films as The Invisible Boy in 1957 and Johnny Rocco in 1958. He was also shortly in the TV show The Stagecoach West between 1960 and 1961. Next up, we have Torrin Thatcher playing Sakura the Magician. I believe what was Sakura? Yeah, Sakura the Magician. And he was in such films as the 1957 Witness for the Prosecution, 1952 Blackbeard the Pirate. I like how it's Blackbeard the Pirate. So just to clarify, it's Blackbeard the Pirate, guys. Not Blackbeard the Mailman, not Blackbeard the Cable Guy. It's Blackbeard the Pirate. So now you know. Then he was also in the 1946 film Great Expectations. Next up, we have Alec Mango playing Cliff. He was in such films as the 1951 Captain Horatio Hornblower, and the 1958 film The Strange World of Planet X, and the 1959 film The Angry Hills. Next, we have Danny Green playing Karim. They were in such films as The Lady Killers in 1955, and in 1957 he was in Wide Awake, and in 1963 he was in The Old Dark House. Next up, we have Harold Casket playing Sultan. They were in such films as Moulin Rouge in 1952, Reluctant Bandit in 1965, and The Tomorrow People in 1975. And lastly, we have Alfred Brown playing Harufa. He was in the 1965 film Crack in the World in 1965, and the 1959 film John Paul Jones. And they were also in one episode of the show The Conrad Nigel Theater Show in 1955. And that is the extent of their acting cast for
right.
the Sinbad.
I love movies like this that are the stop animation. I just think it brings an extra sense of cheesiness to the movie, but also cheesiness, yes, but to me it almost seems more realistic. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it has that that real.
I guess because back then, when I was a kid and we'd watch these, your imagination didn't have to go too much further than that because you actually could see something portrayed on TV like that or a movie like that.
Yeah.
And
it has a texture to it, a real sense of physicality that you can't get with necessarily. Well, not necessarily you can't get it, but it's very difficult with CG or any other kind of method. That stop motion just feels right in a really interesting way. Has some unique properties to it like that.
So we'll talk a little bit about this fun movie and some different technical aspects of it and everything. So the Cyclops in this movie were given satire-like legs, so audience would know it was not just a man in a costume.
That's good too. Yeah, but you mean centaur? You said satire.
No, satire-like legs.
Oh, yeah, satire-like legs. I'm sorry. I heard centaur. Like, did you say centaur?
Kyle, wow. No, two totally different things you're thinking of.
A centaur, man with the
I know a
horse legs,
centaur, but that's not a satire.
Okay, you satire. Satire centaur.
Satire.
Yeah, satire centaur. Satire centaur. That's my next band name. It's going good.
I'm
going off the rails today, folks.
Yes, this was actually the first feature using stop-motion animation effects to be completely shot in color. So it holds high regards right there. Initially, Ray Harryhausen wanted Miklos Rosa or Max Steiner to score this film. Charles H. Schneer persuaded Harryhausen to hire Bernard Herrmann instead. Herrmann's score was so well received, and he worked so well with Schneer and Harryhausen, he ended up scoring 3 more of their films: The Three Worlds of Gulliver Travels, Mysterious Island, and Jason and the Argonauts in 1963. Rosa scored The Golden Voyage of Sinbad in 1973, though. After making 20 Million Miles to Earth in 1957, Ray Harryhausen's interest shifted from modern-day sci-fi monster thrillers to fantasy adventures with monsters set in a romantic past. This poor guy, with one scene left to shoot, Kerwin Mathers came down with 107-degree fever.
Ooh, that's
Producer
hot.
Charles A. Schneer kindly asked him, "Would you come and do this one shot?" Kerwin agreed to do the scene, in which Sinbad steers his ship through a storm with everyone else on board in agony from the sounds of screaming demons on a nearby island. In the middle of the day, he was propped up against the ship's wheel, and the fire department siphoned water from the local harbor, pelting him and the rest of the cast on the ship with water, dead rats, and other things.
Oh my gosh.
A still from this scene was on the cover of the film's original 1958 Colpix Records LP soundtrack by Bernard Herrmann, something Kerwin was very proud of. Varice Sarabande Records reissued the album with the same cover in 1980 in stereo.
Man.
Hey, just come do this one scene. It's going to last all day, and you're going to be pelted with dead rats and rain. But hey,
that's I understand why, but also it's still too terribly common, even in today's cinema. Like, it doesn't matter. Short of dying, like if
but 107-degree fever.
They're like short of dying. If you're still alive, they're going to make you work. They will string you like a puppet if they need to get you for that one scene they need. But they will find a way to film you if you're like if you're the lead actor, you got everyone on the set, wasting time getting paid to do nothing while you're busy being sick. They'll find a way to make.
But 170-degree fever, that's pretty serious.
Oh no, that's insanely serious. I'm saying, like, they should have done it. In an ideal world they wouldn't, but also I totally understand, like, if you're a director or like a producer, like, you're just burning money by the minute, and this guy's saying, "I got a fever," you don't care at that point.
But 170, you're going to kill your actor.
Well, we've been in the same case, like when the factory line or something like that down. You see everyone else, like the upper management, losing their minds with the money they're losing at that second. Meanwhile, we don't care. We couldn't care less. But that's just the same thing. Where it's like they'll do everything they can to do it. They'll tie ropes to the line and pull it themselves if they have to. They don't care. They'll make us push trucks. They don't care as long as they get it done.
The soundtrack by Bernard Herrmann is actually one of the most sought after albums by soundtrack collectors. It was finally released on CD, though, along with the full score in 2009. Producer Charles H. Schneer considered this film Bernard Herrmann's best work for one of his and Ray Harryhausen's film. The music for The Three Worlds of Gulliver was Herrmann's favorite among the scores he wrote for Harryhausen and Schneer, which included Mysterious Island and also Jason and the Argonauts.
That's why I always say, Bernard Herrmann, like, one of my favorite composers of all time, really. Just a legendary composer, and just truly love him to death. I mean, like, never made a bad film. That's why I never forget his name.
Never knew who he was. He created a unique set of orchestral colors for each film. Her role as the princess led Catherine Grant to another film role for Columbia, doing the voice of the princess in the animated Mr. Magoo feature 1001 Arabian Nights in 1959, the very next following year.
Oh, wow. I should have done the cast note. Oh, well.
Ray Harryhausen built the Cyclops models over the skeletal armature of the monsters from 20 Million Miles to Earth in 1957, made the previous year. Ironically, he initially conceived of the Venusian monster as a Cyclops. The genie's voice echoes when he speaks. When he becomes a real boy at the end, the echo is gone. So it's just showing the different things that he's doing. When he's a genie, it's echoey. When he's like, I'm a real boy.
Yeah, trying to say like, okay, this is him using his power. This is him not. So
this is him.
Effective filmmaking.
Right. There's a part where Alfred Brown is dubbed. I'm trying to see where my notes got cut off at.
All I got was Alfred Brown is dubbed. Like I think like the entire film or just the one scene. I can't see. I couldn't tell when I was watching the film that he was being dubbed. But that's also me not paying attention probably.
The single skeleton which duels Sinbad in this film was the prototype for the half-dozen skeleton warriors fought by the crew of the Argo and Jason the Argonauts, which we're going to cover at some point on this podcast because it's a great movie too.
Yeah, I guess another like broader thing I noticed in this one, like a lot of the stop motion effects almost feel like proof of concept shots for Jason the Argonauts and future films like that. Like a lot of this feels like it almost said like, hey, just to prove we can do this in stop motion for other films because not a lot of films did this before, but a lot of films took advantage from this afterwards. I feel like.
Right.
From what I can see, like so, this is a foundational film for many stop motion works.
Ray Harryhausen gave the Cyclops that fights the dragon at the end a second cranial horn to distinguish it from the Cyclops that was from the beach.
Mm-hmm. Good.
The Stone Brook with red wine running through it is the very same location in Spain that the crew in Mysterious Island discovered with fresh water running through it. Juan Olaguivel is dubbed. His character's repeated utterance of "That's right" uses the same audio sample each time.
Wow.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Richard Eyre had already played a character that could vanish into thin air in The Invisible Boy in 1957. Here you go.
Yes, The Invisible Boy. Yes. Go ahead.
When the mutineers break into Sinbad's quarter in the ship and the fist fight breaks out, the of Curly Howard of the Three Stooges can clearly be heard at least 3 times as the mutineers are punched by Sinbad and fall. The first is at 33:32 and the second is at 34:05. This was one of the cues for Columbia Pictures sound effects library and guarantees hilarity once you realize what it is. You also hear at least one Stooges slap during the fight.
Wow. I had to go back and watch that now just to feel it.
Just to feel it?
Just to feel it.
The film was originally intended to end with a narration stating that Barani, having become a real boy after being released from his role as genie, would grow up to be a captain like Sinbad and marry a princess of his own.
I'm a real boy.
The princess wears a dress during the magic show ceremony that has an obviously long zipper in the back. Clothing zippers did not appear until the 20th century.
It's almost like Sinbad is a fancy
Ahead of her time, yes. During the mutiny, Sinbad's third punch misses, but is heard to connect. So, the number of buttons on the magician shirt changes constantly throughout the film. I always thought those were funny.
Where do they hide? It's magic.
Magic.
That's what I'm saying.
When the first scene is shown of Baghdad, the name of the city is misspelled as Baghdad, so it's missing the H. When the mini Parisia manages to push the wooden bolt out of the lid of the Cyclops cage, Kerwin immediately pushes open the lid. And this is something I noticed when I was watching it. You remember when she shrunk?
Yeah.
And he goes to push the lid open. It would have squashed her. She's still standing on top of her right where he released the thing.
You got it. I didn't think about that.
Because she was only this big. You remember she shuggles the...
She just ran off. I don't
yeah.
know. She flew off or whatever she did. I don't know. She was using her magic stuff.
On their first encounter with the Cyclops, they are rowing out to the boat with the Cyclops hurls a big boulder at them. The boulder hits the water, makes a splash, but then it starts to float rather than sink like a rock. As the crew arrives on the island, they see a wooden cage with a skeleton hanging inside. In reality, the bones would fall apart as the body dried out. In the scene, the wires holding the bones together are clearly visible. Clearly.
The Bone Man. Okay.
When Sinbad, the Sultan, and Sakura are in the courtyard planning the return to the Cyclops Island, there is a small modern house on the hill in the background. In his close-up on the poop deck, which is where Kyle would be, Karam's big hoop earring can be clearly seen to be tied to his unpierced ear by a string emerging from his bandana. Touche. That was funny. These little subtle jokes that are made.
Subtle jabs.
When Sinbad fights off the mutineer up on the mast, he acts with his left arm as if he had been stabbed by him on his side, but he doesn't hold a knife. So, Kyle, what's your thoughts on Sinbad? 7 Voyages of Sinbad.
I think it's a fun kids film that definitely goes a lot of places. And I appreciate that. So overall, it's entertaining enough, and it was a fine film for the time, and I appreciate its historical value for what kind of films got made after it because of it. So overall, I think it's a good film, worth watching at least once, probably. Not like a required classic necessarily, but it is a fun one. So overall, I like the film. Jimbo, how'd you feel about it?
Oh, a top 10. No.
Top 10. Top 4. This is the...
No, it's... out of all the stop animation movies I've seen, I don't know if I ever watched this one. I've seen Clash of Titans, Jason and the Argonauts and stuff like that, but this might be my first time ever watching this. I mean, I've seen, like the Rook, the two-headed eagle-looking thing, buzzard. I've seen like still pictures of them, and I've seen some like trailers, like clips and stuff. But this is the first time that I actually remember sitting down and watching this all the way through. It's a fun movie. If you like that stop animation style, such as Clash of the Titans, Jason and the Argonauts, as we have said, you're going to enjoy this movie. It's over the top cheesiness at times, which I just absolutely love. It's just a fun film. I wasn't bored by it. Just see some of the special effects, especially when she starts shrinking. Remember? And I thought the sorcerer guy did a really good job acting. The dragon at the end, it was really cheesy, but I liked it. The Cyclops versus the dragon was a really cool fight.
Yeah, it plays itself as like earnestly as possible, to the point like if you're willing to go on board with it, it's a fun journey. That's what I kind of get from it. It's like of course it's not realistic, but also like it's for the era.
Hey,
it's entertaining.
And they made several of this series of Sinbad, so it must have done pretty well for itself.
When I think of Sinbad, I just think of the music artist.
When I think of that, I think of the comedian Sinbad.
The comedian and music artist Sinbad, just like House Guest and a bunch of other films, and great actor. House Guest and what was that?
Remember
that Christmas movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Love that film too. We gotta do that movie sometime.
We already did it, Kyle. If you listen up to the podcast,
this is a podcast. I thought we just hung out.
I know you're jumping in after year 2. There's 2 years of movies. You probably should go back and check out what we've done and not done.
I gotta go see year 1 of the MCU, but the Tragedy Cinema podcast. So, okay.
Speaking of going to see, it's not set in stone yet. As soon as it is, I'll put it out there on all the social media. But next July, we're not sure of the date yet. But next July, we will be holding a live podcast. What would you call it? Live podcast
recording? Live podcast recording? Like
not recording,
audience
but
recording.
Yes, like we'll be doing a live podcast with
a live show.
Jerry and Tracy Pauly from Hillbilly Horror Stories, as well as Todd Hedges and his group, Middle Aged and Creeped Out. We're trying to finalize the venue right now. Yeah. So me and Kyle's going to go look at something right here in a minute. So hopefully we'll have it nailed out today. But yeah, we'll be in July, and it will be around the Indianapolis area somewhere. So we'll let you know as soon as it is and when tickets go on sale and everything. So we'd love to have you come hang out with us and meet us, talk some movies with us, whatever you want to do. So looking forward to that. That should be a fun time. Who knows? Maybe we can finally find Terrence and make a genie wish to see if he can come.
Exactly. We'll conjure genies.
We'll have to get Terrence to come
I'll bring him treats. Be good.
Well, with that being said, I think this episode's coming to a close, and that's a wrap.
And cut.